Live. Sorry for being late. It's primarily because of me. I hadn't eaten. And today is Siddharth's favorite snack. He's not in office.
Yes.
But his favorite snack, vada pav.
No, his favorite analogy.
And his favorite analogy
snack
as well.
also.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Mumbai food.
Best in the world apparently.
Mumbai food, best in the world. Vada pav, Indian team like vada pav. Some IPL
Harsh
franchise.
is also a fan.
I'm vada pav fan.
I understand being a fan of it.
No, I'm not a fan of the Mumbai food as much as he is. With no disrespect.
I don't think anyone is.
But vada pav, yeah, close to my heart.
So,
Why am I sitting that far?
Nitin is kind enough saying eat aram se. A lot of you guys trolling us for starting late. Sometimes, pet puja is needed. Be kind.
What do they say? Pet puja, kaam duja.
I mean, we can't say that, but sure.
Pet puja,
फिर काम.
फिर काम duja.
नहीं, but दोनों करेंगे. साथ.
So, it's going to be. It's a big game. Is it a big game?
Yes, it's a series decider, so it is a big game.
Who would have thought a week back we needed a series decider for the series?
So the juiciest bit of news is around Virat Kohli. Just to refresh your memory, for those of you who couldn't join us yesterday on Sports Day, we had reported that he had not taken the flight from Barbados to Trinidad with the team 2 days earlier. The Indian team practiced yesterday and Virat took the flight a day before the game. So today being Tuesday when the game is being played, so the Indian team actually travelled on Sunday. Remember their previous game was on Saturday. Sunday the team took a flight from Barbados to Trinidad. Just to let you know, it's about a 1 hour long flight, not too far away, the two islands. So they took a flight and the Indian team reached. The big news that came out was there was one player that was missing and that was Virat Kohli. But Virat took the flight the next day. Indian team practiced the next day, which was Monday. They were out for practice. Virat was not there at practice. The word from the camp is that it was optional practice. So the players could then choose whether they wanted to practice or not. Virat decided not to, and which is why he came a day late. Why he came late is not really known as of now. Did he have some commitments or he decided to stay back? I don't know whether there was some prior commitments or anything like that. We're not too sure. But it's open to interpretation. Everyone can, make whatever they want to of it. But the other thing which is kind of related, not unrelated, is the fact that he was not played in the game before that. And that was a decision that was conveyed to Virat on the day of the game. So Saturday, the game when it was to happen, in the morning of the game, he was told that you're not going to be playing and we've decided to rest you and Rohit. Rohit knew of that decision that was taken a day before, that is on Friday evening, when Ajit Agarkar and Rohit Sharma had an official dinner together in Trinidad, and obviously they discussed. Now remember, Ajit Agarkar, chairman of selector, travelled to the West Indies. In particular, it's with good authority we can tell you that he is the one who's actually carried the exact information or update about Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul's fitness as well. After which certain decisions have been taken. Maybe when he went from here, he communicated this to the team, and then maybe decisions were taken that let's look at a few youngsters, not just from the team's point of view, but even if you're a selector, you would want to see a few players, because knowing that if Shreyas and KL are not going to be fit, then you know who, or you should know who to look at as replacements, and the only way you can be certain about that is when some of them get a chance to play. So that decision was taken. After which, it's very interesting.
There's no Rohit.
There's no Rohit Sharma.
So I'm half right. I had said Rohit won't play with Virat will. Let's see if it's happening.
I thought they would go with their best 11 today.
No. I would have been surprised if both played. I would have been surprised. Hardik Pandya is captaining. And West Indies have decided to bowl first.
So it's likely you're playing the same second ODI team.
No, there could be a change or two. But everything else is the same. West Indies have won the toss. They've decided to bowl. Chasing, as we've seen in this entire series, of the two matches that you've had, has been the better option. Both teams that decided to chase won the games. Here also no surprise, West Indies have won the toss, decided to chase. It's interesting because this is a decider, and so to get that advantage of chasing would be interesting. Though there's one thing for sure, you won't have the kind of pitch that you saw in Barbados, which is just a one-sided encounter in terms of the balance between bat and ball. So there's a good chance that you will have good batting conditions. So even if you're batting first, you can put up a big total, which did not happen earlier. So just letting you in on the juicy bit of news which I mentioned at the start of the program of what really happened with Virat Kohli, but he reached, and that was indication enough that he may not be playing, though we still don't know whether he's playing or not. The fact is that Rohit Sharma has not come out. There's still a possibility that Hardik, obviously if Rohit is not playing, Virat wouldn't have captained, he would have still played. So there's still a chance that he plays. Though I have
Rohit plays.
Virat,
yeah. Rohit's certainly not playing.
Oh yeah, if Hardik's
100%.
captain, Rohit is not.
Yeah.
But there's still a chance that Virat might.
Yeah, that's what I had
And
suspected.
that could be the only change then.
You don't think so? Even I don't think so.
Because
That Virat's playing.
Jadeja also briefed the
Yeah.
press today and he said that this is the right time to experiment and we'll see how the team balance is going and we'll chop and change things. So I think they're still experimenting. They will continue to.
Yeah, when he spoke yesterday, Jadeja, it felt today to you because
Sorry.
time. No, it feels it was daytime, night. Saw him in the daytime, but it was yesterday. But what I mean is interesting is that because of the fact that Rahul Dravid came earlier and came and told you that this is the game plan, there was no way that someone like Jadeja could say anything else but what his coach is saying.
And if there's one thing we learned even last time around, they do kind of like repeating the same line, let's say, to the point where they said that Virat Rohit are resting because they played so much cricket and we picked it apart in about 5 seconds.
West Indies is playing the same team, no surprise.
No surprise there whatsoever.
But they have spoken about the pitch. So Shea Hope, the captain, is saying that it looks like a better surface and he expects that the ball will come on a bit better. Oh, the next line is very interesting.
Oh God, that word. It's all about the processes. Of course, it's all about the processes. I mean, he's not wrong, and he's also right when they say that. Oh, so no. Okay, so we have the playing 11 then. So Shubman Gill, Ishan Kishan, no changes there.
No Virat Kohli.
No Virat Kohli, but Ruturaj Gaikwad comes in at
Gaikwad
3.
comes in.
Sanju Samson at 4, Hardik at 5. They're playing Sky at 6 according to the team sheet. Ravinder Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, Jaydev, Unadkat and Kennedy, the last two because that's Kuldeep and
Mukesh.
okay, the camera's kind of blocking my view.
And there's Mukesh there.
So that's your 11. So they did experiment and they did continue experimenting. Ruturaj Gaikwad comes
at
in.
number
Can one of you go and
3.
change the title, please?
Ruturaj Gaikwad and Jaydev Unadkat. That's the last bit of experimentation. I think these were the only players who hadn't played.
Yeah.
No, Yuzi Chahal doesn't get a game.
He's in the T20 squad.
He's in the T20 squad and he's in this squad too. But yeah, okay, again.
He'll get a chance in the T20.
No, but the argument from the team is not to mix formats because they picked a team for Ireland and they did not pick a lot of players that they're testing now.
Exactly.
Because what you were saying is that this is what the team is saying, that this is our last chance to test. Okay? Now, you would have had another chance to test some of these players if you wanted to see their form in Ireland too. But you've seen the team that has been picked for Ireland, none of those guys that you are testing have been included.
Yes.
Which means the message is that T20 is separate and ODI is separate. If that is the case, then what about Yuzi Chahal? So you are going to judge Yuzi Chahal, assuming he plays the T20. So you're going to judge Yuzi Chahal's form in T20, in ODI cricket by making him play T20. But everyone else's form, you're not going to let them play T20 because then that may not be a clear picture, as in that could be deceiving that they do well in T20 and so you don't want to bring them in ODI. That's the kind of messaging you're getting. But then Yuzi Chahal is not played.
It's different strokes for different folks. I don't understand. If there was a consistent way of approaching things, we'd probably not be as harsh. But I mean, there doesn't seem to be much. And Chahal, I get it. Okay, in recent times, Kuldeep has been playing well. Happy for him actually getting a consistent run because poor guy, whenever he does seem to do well, he'll be shunted out of the team. So I'm happy in that sense that he's gotten 3 matches as well. But I mean, if you're doing experimentation.
My again issue is, if you're saying that you're experimenting, and which is why you're leaving out Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, saying that there's nothing new that you can learn, and I have endorsed that earlier as well, and I don't think there's anything wrong. My point is then, what is it that you're going to learn about Ravindra Jadeja? He is as certain to be part of the playing 11 for India in the World Cup as Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, and there's nothing new that we will also learn about Ravindra Jadeja. You wanted to look at Ruturaj Gaikwad, fair enough. Then you made Akshar Patel play one game
Out of position.
and then you have seen whatever you wanted to see of Akshar Patel in that one game. Why wouldn't you play Akshar Patel instead of Jadeja? I understand that you're playing Jadeja because he's the all-rounder to give you the balance. But then replace Jadeja with Akshar Patel. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
In terms of that balance, you get that left arm spinner and you get that batting and you get to see Akshar Patel play another game. Jadeja, to you know, na, just as Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, you know everything and they are certain and they are your match winners. So is Ravindra Jadeja. But I cannot understand why Akshar then doesn't get a game. Similarly, I agree that Kuldeep Yadav has got a longer run, but you also have seen him and you know 100% that he's going to be part of your team. You're not too sure about Yuzi Chahal, but you don't play him. Beats me.
That's what. And with Jadeja, I think he's the one player you can make an argument for to say that, okay, his workload really can be managed. One, he does have a tendency of picking up bad injuries. Second, he's been playing through the IPL, then WTC, then 2 tests, now 3 ODIs. He's played all 3 ODIs. Of course, you can also say that he's not playing the T20s. He's not in the T20s.
In the T20 squad. I think, you know, the fact that he's been included and let's say Kuldeep's been included, maybe you want some sort of surety as well. You don't want to completely, it's still like a new look bowling attack or a new look lower middle order plus bowling attack, but maybe you want certain figures to be there so much so that you're assured of certain, let's say, certain win, let's say, or just boost your chances.
So you're saying the reason why they made only few changes is because they want to win the game, right? That means winning this series is kind of in the back of their mind. Is that why?
They do want to win the series, I'm sure.
Oh, well, then play
Virat or Rohit.
But they also want some new takeaways, let's say.
But you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, but if you want new takeaways, then bring Akshar for Jadeja.
But it's not like, see, in this match, what if
But logic can only be one now. One logic. You go with one logic. One is, as you're saying, that the ones who are guaranteed of a spot in the World Cup team or in the 11, then we know what they do. We don't want to see them anymore. They are going to be there anyway. So you take them out and now you're trying the other guy who you're not certain about. Agreed. We'll go with that logic. Then do it with everyone else.
Again, you don't want the entire thing to be, the
But
entire
then
gamut
who
to be
decides?
changed.
But then who decides that only Rohit and Virat will? Then if that was the case, Jadeja has been playing all of those. Could have done a rotation like that, nah?
See, you're looking at Jadeja not playing the 5-match T20I series anyway, nor will he be playing in Ireland.
But neither are Rohit Sharma and
That's
Virat Kohli.
fine. What do they do? Want to give, let's say, certain couple of players some game time or some.
So exactly my point. Now give Akshar Patel then also game time, na? What is it that I am?
See, you can't achieve everything, right?
Exactly.
You can't.
So there has to be a logic.
I'm okay with this
So
piecemeal
you're
approach.
trying to say it's like that, inky, pinky, bonky.
No, it's not inky. I
whatever.
think it's
Then-
piecemeal. It's a piecemeal approach.
You get a cap, you get a match, everyone gets a match.
No, but if that was the approach,
Then Yuzi
they
Chahal
could have
wouldn't be-
rotated. No, even rotated Rohit and Virat. You remember India did that in Australia where MS Dhoni was captain. He said that, listen, I have 3 senior players in Gambhir, Sehwag, Sachin.
Yeah.
Also going to be a rotation. So which means one misses out each game, but on a rotational basis.
Correct.
Could have done that. Between Rohit and Virat also could have rotated.
Maybe there's a pattern we're failing to
But there's
understand
no-
right now.
There is no pattern.
There's no
I'm saying-
pattern.
I'm saying the first game one could have played.
Yeah.
Next game the other could have played. Third game the third guy could have played or both wouldn't have. I'm just saying that would have allowed you that balance. I'm just going by your logic saying you don't want to make the full change also.
Yeah.
So then you could have done this also. Na? Suddenly you play them one game, don't get them to bat. Then they don't play the 2 games. Okay, fine, you want to experiment, then experiment with everyone. But with Jadeja, no experiment. I think Jadeja is as certain or as important to this Indian
Yes.
ODI team as
Yes.
Yeah,
Virat
correct.
and so what changes? What changes?
My takeaways from the things that are being said, they're saying Jadeja said that the captain and the management knows what team is going for the Asia Cup. Ruturaj is playing, who's in the Asian Games.
He's the captain.
Yeah, who's the captain of the Asian Games. So not the captain of the Asian Games.
We get your point.
Yeah. So I think maybe they're looking forward, like
That's fair, but again,
ahead of the World
No,
Cup.
but this is what he said was that again, this is the last series to try ahead of Asia Cup. He said, right? Right. So Asia Cup, you're right. Ruturaj Gaikwad is not even in your plan.
Yeah, exactly.
he's not, clearly.
not there.
Unless I'm just trying to look for logics and I'm all for logic, and I bought into the logic of them resting Virat and Rohit for a reason. I didn't even buy into it. I preempted it even before they said that this may be the logic. So I'm all for logic, but this logic I cannot understand. That if this is the last time to test players ahead of Asia Cup, then you're testing a Ruturaj Gaikwad who's not even in your scheme of things. Not even in your scheme. The guys who are in your scheme of things like Yuzi Chahal and an Akshar Patel, you're barely playing them. Barely playing them. I am saying this is also a chance to test now how good is Yuzi Chahal in this format or how good he is in form. If he's not in form right now, or if there are a lot of guys who are not in form and you're saying, okay, with Yuzi we'll test him in T20s, then you could have sent a lot of them for T20s to Ireland also, including Hardik Pandya, who's not been in great form. Because if you want him to strike form, but there you say no, that is T20 format. That's a different one. This is an ODI format. But for Yuzi Chahal, then
You could potentially see him play T20s in West Indies. It just makes no sense.
Help me out here.
Nothing. I can't make head or tail of any of this.
I'm so confused.
It's just baffling. I don't understand what is going on, and we knew there'd be some experimentation. But Ruturaj, and I'm a fan of the guy. I really like the guy.
The only thing that tells me is that they are in such a desperate situation
That they're considering even Ritu?
that they're saying, because what happened? You tried Surya Kumar Yadav. You thought that he could be the guy.
I was coming to that.
You thought that Shreyas Iyer is not the guy. He was your guy.
He's but not fit.
fit. We don't know whether he'll be fit in time. Even if he's fit just before the World Cup starts, we don't know whether he'll be in that form because he's coming off an injury. So Sky was that next guy you went to. Unfortunately, Sky hasn't done well. Rahul Dravid said it in as many words in that press conference after the second ODI, where he said that Sky himself would be the first guy who would be disappointed that he's not really made optimum use of the opportunities that he got. Now maybe you're in a situation that you're saying, oh my God, this Sky thing's also. So here we don't know whether he'll be fit. Sky we had our hopes on. That's not happening. What do you do? Then you do Inky Pinky Pong. Oh, there's Ruturaj. He's a decent bat. He bats as an opener, but he looks good. Try him at number 4. Who knows?
Plus, he has one advantage in the sense that he's not someone who's necessarily a bunny against spin. Can play spin very well.
I have no doubt about Ruturaj's abilities. He looks very good against spin. He looks fantastic against fast bowling. He doesn't look hurried. I mean, and he's got everything. And we used to say that about Shubman, where you look so classical in your batting style, yet you know a way how to adapt to this new age cricket where you can get runs at that pace, which is a rare ability. Which is why you looked at a Shubman and he looked really outstanding. I think Ruturaj has the same thing, where he can look so compact and so copybook, and yet find a way to be scoring runs that quickly. So I'm not doubting his ability, but I'm saying right now it's a case of, remember that Wasim Jafar put that tweet where he put that bat. It's actually
I don't know.
So when you used to play as a kid, you played and it was not team versus team, it was
individual.
Just as you guys make use of the studio and you play. So individual batting order is decided. It used to be decided like that. So what you would do is you would draw lines. Okay. And behind each line you would write a number randomly. So I would have written 4 here, 1 here, 2 here, 5.
And you can't see it.
Now you are asked to pick. So you pick this line, he picks this. Whatever you pick, the corresponding number behind it is your batting order. So that is what is happening. Just that batting order they're not deciding like that. Team 11. Team 11.
The batting order is long gone at this point.
By the way, I mean, the fact that Rohit and Virat are not playing now, we can say safely, is is something that both of them knew. There. You know, that is how the team used to be picked. That's what I was talking about. A lot of folks here were joining us. All of them must be, you know, world famous gully cricketers. Everyone is, you know, in your own mohalla, gully, whatever.
They're all legends there.
No, played. You know, played in your locality, local, not proper cricket on the field.
No, like just
Typical
park
tennis
cricket
ball,
or tennis
park.
ball, park.
I'm not great at the studio game.
Studio.
That goes without
That
saying.
there is ample evidence.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about studio.
Which you wouldn't want to know.
I'm talking about, you know, like tennis ball, proper.
That's why
Nah.
I played.
One tip, one hand,
So this-
three beats out, those kind of rules.
This is what.
Don't hit anything directly and you'll be out.
Have you shown it to our viewers as well? Sure. Okay, you have. So
The
they
ball
also-
hits the car,
I'm
you're
sure in
out.
comments you'll get to know from a lot of them. Now my point is, what do you think could be the reason that Virat chose not to travel with the team and came a day later?
He was resting.
But rest though you could know.
You got to join the team also and rest in Trinidad.
He liked Barbados
He
more.
wanted a mental rest.
Like away from the
Yeah.
team.
Okay,
Could happen.
Yeah. But that says a lot.
exactly.
If you need a mental rest
From your own
team,
teammates.
No,
They are colleagues anyway, na?
if you try to like,
No, like, as
So
I
it's
said,
like
they're
one day,
colleagues.
it's like one day you message me
Huh.
saying I'm not coming to work, and I ask you why. You say
I
because
need
I need a
mental
mental rest
From everyone.
from the team members. What that will tell me is if you've had too much of us, that
And not in a
some
good
people
way.
are in trouble. Yeah,
Ah.
obviously that you know, we're making it difficult for you to be working here, or you know, things have been said to you which have made you uncomfortable, or so on and so forth. So that's not going to be a great reflection of what's happening. I mean, what you're saying is not wrong. See, him having not traveled with the team is, I don't know. I mean,
could
it's,
only mean a very few things.
yeah, could just mean one or two things. I mean, one thing is for sure, he knew he's not playing this game.
Yeah.
And because there would have been no chance, because he's so you know, professional when it comes to his cricket. He wants to perform at the optimal level. There's no way that he would travel just a day before. Had he known that he's maybe playing this game. If he had any inkling that he may be playing this game, he would have definitely come with the team 2 days before, because you don't want to travel today and then play tomorrow. That's another thing, that if he traveled with the team, may not have still come out to practice, but at least reached 2 days before. Wouldn't have traveled a day before. So that was a clear giveaway that he was not playing. That is certain for sure. And I think that is something that we alluded to also in our discussion yesterday. But it also, in a sense, when you do not travel with your team, also it's not a great sign. You know, it's not a great sign in terms of camaraderie and where things are going. Because another thing that really came out on social media, and it was also reported, we reported it on India Today, where someone who's on the ground in Vimal Kumar, who is reporting for us on India Today, he reported on our channel when we did, where he reported that Virat didn't seem too happy when he was communicated that he's not going to be playing the second ODI by the chairman of selector. There is a visual that went viral of the conversation between the chairman of selector and Virat Kohli. It was an animated discussion that happened, and I'm only going by the word of the reporter on ground who was there, who witnessed all of this, who said that it didn't seem like a very amiable sort of a discussion where ऐसा करते हुए don't play the next day. ठीक है मैं तो ऐसे थक गया यार मैं.
Gautam Gambhir, Virat Kohli-esque.
No, it
No,
wasn't
not that
level
bad.
No, not that.
Nothing reaches that.
No,
Not that level either. No.
No, but definitely even the
you didn't
pictures.
need the other players to come separate the chief
But
selector
definitely even the
and Virat Kohli.
pictures which we had flashed them in our dugout a couple of days back. You saw Kohli's body language didn't seem too pleased.
Yeah. And as I said, we are now not just relying on the pictures. We had someone who was reporting for us, and he did report that. So I'm only going by the reporter's word on ground who witnessed that. So, and that's why we reported it on our program as well. This is one of the pictures. There's another picture. There were multiple around. There were videos too. We can't play that because those videos do not belong to us. You know, shot by somebody else, and be unfair that we use somebody else's videos. But these were the discussions, the picture with Salil Amkola, Ajit Agarkar, Virat Kohli all having, and it did seem like an animated discussion, and it did seem like that, I don't know, not an argument, but not on the same page.
Disagreement, some sort of.
Yeah, I'm sure Virat would be wanting to play.
100%.
Yeah.
Now you tell me, if I'm Virat Kohli at the moment, I am selected for the ODI team. Now what's interesting is that ODI team that was selected wasn't selected by Ajit Agarkar.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's selected in that ODI team. He waits back to play the ODIs. The first ODI, you shuffle the batting order and he doesn't get a chance to bat. And then the next two ODIs, he's been told that you don't play. You might as well have decided this before the ODI series started. Allowed him to come back, maybe do some work on his batting. I don't know.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. And truth be told, again, I understand that they need to experiment, or they feel the need to experiment because they know there is not just one, but potentially, in a worst case scenario, could be without two first choice players in the 11.
And which is what gets tongues wagging, because first, I mean, just look at the chronology of the events. First, you have an event where the chairman of selectors speaks to Rohit. First, he has a dinner with Rohit on the night before, tells him of what they're planning to do or what the need is. And as I said, that's fair. He probably needs to see a few more players before he needs to make that decision to select the team, which is going to be very soon, right? And if he's not going to get to see a lot of players, how is it that he makes a decision? So he conveys this message to the captain, then probably conveys it the next day to Virat as well. Whether someone is happy or not, that's fine. You've got Indian cricket, in your mind. You want to do what is best for Indian cricket, so you do that. But then what happens after that is Virat does not travel with the team. Only travels a day later. So it's not all hunky-dory. Is all I can say.
I mean, especially when, again, if you guys were watching our Astros Live yesterday, I gave a story about how Wokes and Wood became best friends. Constantly traveling together, sitting together in the same seat. Here, you have a culture where people seem to be traveling separately.
We've all seen the test, and I remember one of the things that Justin Langer did with that squad, a squad which was beleaguered, a squad which was
fractured, let's say.
Yeah, in so many ways they were finding, trying to re-establish themselves as the proud Aussie teams of the past. One of the things they started doing when there were a string of, losses for them, and that's what just before the India tour back in 18-19, they started traveling together, and that gave them instant results.
I mean, though this is a one-off, it's not that it's always happening. He didn't
Yeah.
come here. Could have been not happy. For all you know, could have had some sort of other commitment that he.
Maybe family emergency or something like that.
In Barbados.
No, if there was a family emergency, then you
He would have been here.
Exactly.
No,
I
you
thought
wouldn't have.
maybe his family was traveling with him, that's why.
They were, yeah. I remember seeing them in some of the matches.
Test matches, yes.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know whether they're.
ODIs, yeah.
for the ODI.
Didn't remember seeing them.
But if it was an emergency, he wouldn't have come a day later.
He
He
would
would
have
have
probably not come at all.
home or gone to whatever, London or wherever. I don't know where the
Mumbai.
family is. Or Mumbai, I don't know. But clearly it's happened back to back. Let's take a few questions that have come.
So Sai Dattu says that today also we saw Hardik's arrogance in the PC, and according to him, worst captain. I mean, I don't know
What
what
did he
exactly.
say?
Can we
please,
just see what exactly he said?
Shivam, what is it that he said? But though, having said that, the arrogance bit we won't know. He said 2 changes for us. Ruturaj comes in place of Umran and Unadkat comes in place of Aksar. Okay. Or vice versa.
He just remembered it in that order, so he said it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the guy who one time in an IPL game said, "No, I don't remember what team changes we made," and then you had to wait for the team to be out. So it's okay. I'll give him that discount.
Rohit also does that quite often.
Maybe 3-4 changes. I don't remember.
Brain fade.
Not brain fail.
The best one was the toss where he forgot what he wanted to do.
He forgot what he called it.
That is true.
Let's just go back to the
What
comments.
did he say?
No, just go back.
Can we just see what he actually
We'll see what he said. Going to the decider, the boys are pumped up, looking forward to the game. Surface looks good. Don't think much will change. Batting first gives us a good opportunity to set a good total.
So we don't know, but we'll definitely check in detail what was said. Thank you for that comment. What's SP Roy saying?
He's asking, but why has Akshar been rested? Now, either they give proper logic in the interviews, PCs, whatever, or they stop making irrational moves. Is Unadkat also in the plans, which is a
Of course
good?
he is.
I mean, I doubt.
This
He
actually
is
is.
in the plans. for
How?
America.
How?
And
How are you
what
fitting him?
Will you you learn from it? This is the one thing that I don't quite sort
No,
of.
how are you fitting on that card? I don't understand.
How will you not fit in?
So if you have 4 slots in the 11 of a Pacers, assuming you have
squad and
even
But
the
then
squad,
he-
will he be there?
So Umran, you've given up on a
You've got hold on, Shami, Bumrah, Siraj, Shardul. Will you be playing 4 Pacers?
No, but you might take 5 in the squad.
You might
it could be Prasid who's.
We don't know.
Exactly, could be Umran also. You don't really know.
Yeah.
We don't
that's-
know. But
So
I'm
I'd
just
say
saying,
rather Umran than
Unadgat, exactly.
I am with you, but I'm saying on the indication that you've got from the team, he's definitely in the plans.
Also, but
Interesting.
now aren't you judging players off of 1 or 2 matches? Is
Yeah, that's all the time you have. That's all the
It's
time
not
you
fair,
have.
but that's the time you have. What do you do?
But then.
Quickly bring Sri Lanka to play one ODI series?
No, please, no.
Well, that's the only option. Which is why I said, see them in Ireland, send them to Ireland. See them. It's T20 all
Or West
but you get
Indies.
an idea. I don't get an idea.
You could be seeing a few of them even in the West Indies
Yeah, so
T20s, but
exactly. So you will judge them, is what I'm trying to say. You will have to now. You can't keep saying, oh, there are 2 different formats. If Hardik gets runs in T20, then give me an indication he's got
In a good
something
headspace.
going,
Yeah, he's hitting
rather
the
than not get any game time at all. Which is why I said they should all play anyway.
Sovam Sai has an interesting point, says that we want the youngsters to take the team forward and we're always blaming the seniors for big losses. Now is the opportunity for them to put on a show and show the seniors how cricket is played in the modern era. And if I were a youngster, I'd be keeping that mindset. Like, look, I'm getting a rare chance. You know for a fact 2 seniors are sitting out, 2 first teamers are not sure. Now is the time you score a big score or 2. Put your name in that hat.
I'll tell you, just show the 11 please. 1 second, Shivam. I'll tell you why is it such an important game. It's an important game for a lot of folks, right? Ishan Kishan's kind of made full use of the opportunity.
Yes.
Shubman needs to fire. He's not been firing ever since the WTC. Ruturaj gets his first chance, but as I said, 1 chance is all it takes. Let's say he gets 100 here. Everyone will start talking because we are so starved for a particular stable middle order batsman at the moment that we'll take anybody who gets runs right now. Very important game for Sanju Samson. I know it's unfair. You said that they barely get any chances, but that's how it is. But my point is, what stops you from making use of that 1 chance? It's always tough on a person who's coming from the outside getting into the team. You get 2 chances. I'm saying make use of those 2 chances.
At least one of them. Put one big score on the board.
Put one, and I'm telling you, then it gets tougher for the management to drop you.
Exactly.
Then you get those chances, right? So big game for Sanju. Of course, big game for Suryakumar Yadav too. Though I have a feeling that they because Rahul Dravid said it the other day, we're going to give him a long rope. So he is. So it's an important game. Hardik Pandya also, as I said, he's been looking to get some form going with the bat. Let's see if today is the day. Other than that, I guess those guys are pretty much done. Whether it's Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, they'll be there. In the scheme of things. So is Kuldeep Yadav. Mukesh will know that he'll be there and thereabouts. So nothing that he will really gain from.
But then Mukesh is the same case as Ritu, no? Also part of the Asian Games squad.
Yeah, that's why I'm just saying that they're just looking at him, but the chances of him making it to the team very slim. So it's basically a batting where a lot of people have a lot to gain or lose from this game. But the one good thing for them, this is going to be a good batting pitch. So if there was ever an opportunity for Sanju, for a Suryakumar Yadav to get people to, not shut up, but calm down, and this is it. What's Eagles? Is he a American?
Philadelphia Eagles probably fan, maybe, because he's got even that the hand egg symbol and probably even the logos that. Anyway, he says that I say we're losing, and I'm assuming he means either the match today or maybe even the World Cup, because of poor selection. In his point of view, Rahul Dravid is not a great coach. No offense.
Sure, that's a valid point. A lot of people do think like that, but I think you will judge Rahul Dravid at the end of the World Cup. Whatever happens before that, inconsequential. Whatever, you could have the worst lead up to the World Cup, but if you win the World Cup,
no one will care.
He's already a legend.
No one's changing that legacy then.
Yeah, he gets elevated.
The legend grows.
Yeah.
Elevated to another
demigod.
Coach.
What's Bahar Ali, who's joining us from Pakistan,
says that since 2019, the Indian management and selectors' decisions regarding picking the best squad and playing 11 for big tournaments haven't been up to the mark. It is a serious issue.
Sorry, what is the last comment? What is
He's
that?
saying that the selections haven't been up to the mark and it's a serious issue. Fair point. Hello.
That is true.
That is a.
That is true. I agree with you. But Sanju and Ishan, I mean, that's too radical.
I mean, if you try Gill at 4 now, also it wouldn't.
No.
It would just be par
If
for
I'm
course.
Gill, I'm not moving from my opening.
To be fair, he might just volunteer.
No.
Or he might be asked.
Yeah, it could be both.
That's in test matches.
But to be fair, that's not happening now. Gill's come out to open, so it's fine.
So on that note, we will bid you guys goodbye. Thanks for coming in at the right time. At
That's a cameo appearance.
cameo appearance. So maybe you can say bye bye. And ask them to subscribe and whatever.
Please subscribe to Sports Today and tap that bell icon so you get the latest notifications and just be here.
Nice, yeah, nice, Maga.
Yes.
Without mic, very good.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
You guys, mid innings. Look forward to your company then.
Bye bye.